Keep yourself in the loop of everything football. Listen to Alex and Jeremiah on the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Hello there, I'm Jeremiah.
I am Alex, always and forever here.
Dedicated to college and NFL football. The latest football news on and off the field. NFL draft trade rumors. We've got you covered from the NFL, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, ACC, and everything else in between. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Thank you for tuning into the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, where we talk the latest news, rumors, and games of the NFL and college football. From the latest signings to this year's breakout star and all of the news in between, as always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah.
What's up, man?
No, not too much. What's going on with you?
Nothing. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You know,
Yeah,
same thing.
I get
Just
you.
a different day. You know,
Yeah, same news, different days. Is that what the saying is, or whatever it is. You know,
kind of, sort of.
I kind of, sort of. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we got a pretty interesting show for you guys today. We are going to start off with breaking news from this morning, and Tom Brady, who has been trying to appeal his suspension because what else is new with the world of Tom Brady? There's some news on that. Some news out of Cleveland and running back Isaiah Crowell making headlines this week for maybe not the best reasons. We have 49ers and Rams news, some sources saying they might go play somewhere not necessarily in America next year.
No,
I'm sorry, in a couple of years.
It's definitely not in America.
Definitely not.
No.
And then a little bit of a segue in terms of some rumors we've been hearing about Nevada in football and a football team.
The state of Nevada, that is.
Not the college, yes, with the Raiders, which we will get into in a moment. But the breaking news of the day, and probably some of the most important news of probably the week because it's been relatively slow, is Tom Brady's appeal for his 4-game suspension has been denied. Thankfully, in my opinion, he just needs to deal with it and take his 4 games. But they've been denied by the U.S. Second Circuit Court of Appeals. So, excuse me, as of right now, it looks like he might be suspended for those 4 games. What do you got, Jeremiah?
What do I got?
What do you got?
I think
Lay it on me.
Lay it on you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Brady needs to just
Accept it.
He needs to accept it because I think the next step for this, if it was denied by the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, it was to take the case to the Supreme Court. But the United States Supreme Court, they don't take every case. They take a few cases that probably has to do with violating, the amendment, Constitution. And this doesn't really violate both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to take a case that involves like a public figure, an athlete. In my opinion, I don't think they will. And so pretty much Brady's suspension is pretty much it's a done deal now.
Yeah, well, he has 90 days to file an appeal with the Supreme Court, and they have the decision to either obviously continue to maybe look into that or do exactly what happened here.
I don't think the Supreme Court is going to look into this case. I don't think so either.
No. I mean, if I'm a Supreme Court judge, regardless if I'm a football fan or not, I'm just like, dude, just take your suspension and deal with it. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have done what you did.
Yeah.
And regardless if he says he didn't or he did or whatever, it's just deal with it, man. Just take this could have been done already.
Exactly.
This could have been. No offense, you didn't win the Super Bowl last year, so those 4 games you played didn't do anything for you.
I just want Brady to do the suspension already, so this story can finally go away because this story has gone way too long.
This is two and a half years almost.
Exactly.
Like I don't want to hear about this anymore.
No, I especially when the Deflategate when it first came out.
God, that was insufferable.
It was. Like, you heard it everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. It was like Pokemon Go. You can't get away from it. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Excuse me. Well,
Yeah, I like how you just barely got that.
I didn't realize what you said, and I heard it, and I was like, oh, God. If Brady pursues an appeal and is granted, or is granted a stay, a delay in his hearing, he does stand a good chance at playing the Patriots season opener with the Cardinals. New England plays 3 straight home games against, like we have talked about before with this matter, 2 division rivals in Miami and Miami, and then the Bills, and then in the middle there they have a home game against the Texans as well. But if he ends up if he ends up serving his suspension this season, he would be eligible to make his debut on October 9th against the Browns. I believe I think they have a week 5 bye or something like that, because that's that's about 4 weeks, I guess. But I honestly think just take it, man.
Yeah, just hurry. Just take the suspension.
Like I said,
already,
it could have
Brady.
been done. This could have been done already. You could have just taken it last year.
Exactly. You wouldn't have to deal with this last season.
Mm-hmm. And like, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, no offense to the Patriots, but you didn't win the Super Bowl last year, so it's not like those 4 games, like, kept your hopes alive when you eventually won the Super Bowl. Yeah, you made it to the AFC Championship game, but man, since Brady's been a starter, you've won your division every year, but like 2 years. Like, you're always going to be in a good spot, even when Tom Brady is on the team but not playing. You guys won your division, I'm pretty sure, still, when Matt Castle was your quarterback.
Yeah.
In 2009.
Yeah, that was quite a year for the Patriots and
Yeah.
Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Because he got paid after.
Yeah, he got a job.
Yeah.
He got his job with the Chiefs a little bit after that, I think.
Yep, and then he got cut a few years later.
Mm-hmm.
And
then he went to the Vikings.
Yes.
And then left again. And then he went to... He's a backup somewhere else, I think.
I don't know where he's a backup at.
I don't even know if he's on a team right now.
I do not know either.
I'll look.
Okay.
But I'll ask, while I look, I'll pose you the question. What do you see now for the Patriots with Jimmy Garoppolo likely heading the team for the first 4 weeks?
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, he has enough talent on that offense right now because you got the best tight end in the league, Rob Gronkowski. And, they always mix up, the snaps for the running backs, so they're more like a running back by committee approach. And I think as long as this team is in games, because if you look at their schedule right off the bat, the toughest game they have is against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I don't see them winning that game.
I struggle to see them winning that game.
Yeah, I don't
Brady.
see them winning that game with Jimmy G on the helm. And Miami Dolphins, I can see them being that game competitive, because these teams always compete well against each other.
Excuse me. They get division games.
Yeah, and then Houston Texans, maybe I can give them a slight chance there. You don't know how the Texans offense is going to perform this year with Brock Osweiler as a starter. And the Bills, I see the Bills winning that game, honestly. I think I would give them a chance.
I like Bills games lately.
Yeah,
with them.
because
Team.
they have a very solid defense. Offense looks improved, with Tyrod Taylor coming back, being the starter, going to the offseason as the starter too. So that's what I see. I could possibly see him maybe go 2-2. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
That's not bad. And this division, because I think the Dolphins could go 500 also. It's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
No.
So, no, we were correct. He did go to I'm sorry, to close out the Castle thing before we take our first break. He spent his time with the Patriots. Then he went to the Chiefs. We were correct there, obviously. Then he went to the Vikings. Everybody remembers when he went to the Vikings. Then he had to replace Christian Ponder. He was the backup there. Then he signed a 2-year deal with them and then ended up on the injured reserve. He broke his foot. Then he went to the Bills. Don't forget the Bills. He played 2015 with the Bills, and then he went to 2000 again, same year. It was all last year from the Bills. He was cut. They opted to go with Tyrod Taylor and E.J. Manuel. Then he went to the Cowboys. Played a little bit with the Cowboys. Don't forget that. And now, currently, he is signed with the Titans. So.
Oh, okay. As the backup to Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I think so because remember they
cut Zach
Mettenberger.
Yeah.
So I would imagine he's probably the backup. I don't know who else they have over there. I think Ricky Stanzi was over there at one point out of Iowa. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Matt Castle, you do your thing, man.
All right, but before we go to the break,
yeah,
despite the court's denial,
yeah,
the Patriots actually do remain the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've won their division I think every year except for 1 or 2 years since 2001.
Yeah, they remain an odds-on favorite at 6-1 to win Super Bowl 51.
Oh, the Super Bowl.
Win Super Bowl 51.
I
Yes.
thought you just meant the division.
According to the Westgate Las Vegas.
As long as you have
Superbook,
Brady and Belichick on that team still, excuse me, my allergies today. They're always going to be a favorite, I think. When it comes to
you never can discount the
exactly,
Patriots out.
yeah. As long as you have those teams that have, man, my allergies are bad today.
Need some medicine?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
Benadryl? No, as long as you have those two on your team, they're always going to be a favorite, I want to say. So, I kind of think that kind of goes without saying. Odds-wise, they're going to be up there.
Yeah, even
I don't personally see them winning the Super Bowl this year unless they just have
I don't
a
either.
dominant.
I don't either.
Rest of the time.
Unless Brady goes 12-0 when he's the quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see about that. No, I'm not a fan. Well, that's it, though. We have all the news for that. I mean, if there's anything that comes with it, we will let you know. But we're done with it for now, and we're done with this part of the segment for now. So we're going to take our first break here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some news of Cleveland and staying in the AFC and running back.
Who is also the team that Brady is possibly going to debut next season.
There you go. Nice
time.
time.
Yeah.
With running back Isaiah Crowell. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, and some news out of Cleveland. Running back Isaiah Crowell, and making headlines for all the wrong reasons. And sometime last week, I think after the Philando Castillo, shooting in Minnesota, which was a day after the Alton Sterling, shooting as well in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Isaiah Crowell posted a picture on his Instagram account.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's very graphic, and it has been deleted, of course.
Oh yeah, because then. Hey,
but come on, this is the internet.
Nothing's ever really
Nothing is ever deleted, and what it shows now is it's a man in, believe a hooded man dressed in all black.
Yeah,
and he has what appears to be I can't see if it's a machete or just.
Oh, you mean the weapon? I thought you meant the thing he was wearing on his neck.
Oh no, I know what he's wearing on his neck. It's just
like
that the weapon that
thing.
it's either a machete or a knife. Either way, he the person in the all black has the knife.
Yeah.
Slitting the.
Well, I think more so he's kind of putting it in the side of his neck.
Well, it shows the hooded man, slitting the police officer's throat, and he has him kneeling down. And then this is what Crowell posted with the picture. It says, "Mood. They give police all types of weapons, and they continuously choose to kill us. #weak."
I don't quite understand the point of that post, though.
I don't either.
I
understand where he's coming from.
Yeah,
but
I get the caption, but I don't understand the picture.
Me neither. I understand what he's trying to say, but I just think he chose the wrong image to say it. Because first of all, he had to find that picture. They put all that time and effort, and then to post it right after, I just don't know what was going through his mind when he saw this picture. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna make a statement. Here it is, people.
I don't understand where he was coming from with this. I just don't if somebody wanted to post a picture about who knows what, and I guess I shouldn't say it's literally what he did. He just posted a picture, and then in a sense had a picture that wasn't relevant to what he said at all.
Well,
it's I'm going to go to a cookout. Here's a picture of a peacock. I don't get it.
But this honestly, another point I want to make. Is this was actually posted before the events in Dallas happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it wasn't an appropriate time to do it. It's actually not appropriate at all. Honestly,
I don't think it would ever be appropriate.
No, it never will. Because I think he was trying to be like anti-police brutality, but come on, this was very anti-police. Like,
yeah, I don't.
Come on now.
When
I know what he was trying to say. It's just he just wasn't smart enough to think about it, and I understand what his mindset is. He's very upset that all these innocent people are getting killed by police officers, but unlike those other people that are upset about it, he's actually employed by an NFL team. He's a player. And when you're an athlete, professional athlete, that is, you just have to be careful what you say on social media.
Yeah.
Like, especially, me and you, we have to be careful what we say on social media as well.
Yeah, Ben and I were talking about it yesterday on the sports show because Draymond Green had gotten arrested for slapping that fan. And we were saying how it's crazy with people who are employed by teams because, like, say you and I have jobs, right?
Yeah.
When we go home, we aren't on our job anymore. We can live our life more so how we are because we don't have to be somewhat drawn back because of work, right? Well, when you're a professional athlete, it's like you're always on the clock. You're always clocked in. So, you always, in a sense, have to watch what you do and what you say. So it's it's just weird in that sense. Not weird, but that's just the life of a professional athlete. You're always technically at work in a sense. You know what I mean? So it's something that he really should have.
But he did apologize. He did apologize for it, though.
Yeah.
He did.
And one bit of information that, he did, sorry, we want to go to that real quick, he did say that by posting the picture, I became part of the problem. I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. To back that up, my first game check is going to the Dallas Fallen Officers Foundation. So he did say he's sorry. He didn't mean it like I guess it looked. He did finish by saying, I know this might not change your mind about me, and I know I can't take that back, and I'm sorry. Moving forward, I'm committed to being a part of the solution. So,
one game check for Corell is $35,294.
Yeah, quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
and like we said, he's donating it to the Dallas Fallen Officers Foundation, which was established in 2009 by the active police officers of Dallas to help families of officers who are killed in the line of duty or even critically injured in the line of duty. He should. Let's put it this way: he shouldn't have posted it. But
I've
never heard bad things from or about Isaiah Crowell.
No, me neither.
From,
even his teammate Paul Kruger said, you guys. This is what he tweeted about Crowell. He's everyone relax and cut my man Crow some slack. He's a good person, trust me. Obviously, didn't mean when he posted. Mm-hmm. So, his teammates have his back, and he's not a bad person, according to his teammate Paul Kruger. So, I know he. I don't know him personally, Corell, but I'll give him a benefit of the doubt here. Mm-hmm. I don't think he was. I didn't think he was
mean it with malice.
He didn't mean it in that kind of sort of way.
I think it was just a stupid picture.
It was the right caption with the wrong picture.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Going to a party. Yeah. Here's a box of cups. Just not even relevant.
Yeah.
Also, before we take our second break here, the Cleveland Police Chief also, Calvin Williams, also said that Isaiah Crowell apologized to him in a call on Tuesday, and that Crowell said he was caught up in an emotion of last week. So, and
not only that, a lot of athletes chimed in on these events too.
Yeah. It's just the way of the world right now too.
Yeah.
But that's just how, like I said, live and forget, live and let die, I guess. He's never done it. Like if I'm, if I'm his boss or something, you got to talk to him about, that's not something you're supposed to do.
But do you think
and then you kind of just end it there, I guess.
Do you think he'll be disciplined by the Cleveland Browns or the NFL?
No, I don't think so. He didn't technically do anything wrong. It's just he said something or had a dumb picture, which happens a lot. You have guys that
happens to a lot of athletes.
It's
and regular people too. But
you're still a human. You still have the ability to react to things, and you may not agree with all things. You could have an NFL player that says, like for some god awful reason, good what happened in Dallas. Stupid stuff like that. It's still in a sense freedom of speech, but it goes to the excess of the organization, I suppose. But I don't think he'll be fined or anything like that. I think he knew he messed up, and he did what he needed to do to kind of help the people understand that he didn't necessarily mean it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I guess we'll get in. Yeah.
Well,
whatever.
All right. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be taking our last break.
Last break.
And we got a little bit of
back-to-back double trouble.
Back-to-back news regarding two teams playing out of America.
I say back-to-back. I say Big Trouble in Little China. It's a movie.
Oh, back-to-back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon? I'm kidding.
That's good. No, I was going to say Little China because it works with
yeah.
It works with our thing,
Okay, yeah. All right, so we got a little bit of news of a couple of teams playing out of America, and it's not in London. NFL trying to expand its international series to another country. And Nevada, the state of Nevada, that is, exploring a couple of stadium sites.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get into that when we come back. Do not go anywhere, guys.
Yeah,
you got to
be
here
before.
Or be square.
Long rectangles.
No, you said hard rectangle.
Yeah, same thing. Just don't go anywhere. Jeremiah cries. I've told you this before.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, please.
Look at that. He's already tuned up. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. And for our last bit of news today, a couple of reports have stated that the 49ers will play the Rams in China in 2018. Mm-hmm. Yes, the Rams have agreed to play a couple of international games while their new stadium is being built, in Los Angeles, since they relocated from St. Louis. Yeah, man. What did you thought about this?
Well, one thing that did come out is NFL VP of Communications Brian McCarthy did say they haven't announced the Rams' opponent in the event that they plan on playing. Also, the game, like we said, we did say sources and reports. The game isn't confirmed. They have to have that approved by the NFL Owners Committee in the meeting they have in October every year. So they're going to have to go through that first. But they have stated that they want to have more international games. It would most likely serve as the Rams' home opener, but there's no date. There's nothing like that, but in March.
I think it could probably be the first game of that season too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and in March the NFL did say there were some reports that came out they wanted to expand their international presence to China, and then the Rams were one of the teams selected to play there. So that'd be cool. They're always expanding their brand. The London games always seem pretty successful.
The Raiders and Texans are playing Mexico City this year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So and you already have it over. Hawaii is not necessarily, obviously it's in America, but you're still traveling out of the continental United States with obviously a lot of, I'm sure, tourists that are there, and it's just expanding the brand in general. So it's not a bad idea, I would say. They've even played games in Canada already. So.
Oh yeah, the Buffalo Bills, they play a couple of home games, quote unquote home.
Quote unquote. They're not far.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I suppose I don't really know what the level of interest of NFL football is in China.
I think it's to build interest.
Yeah.
China,
currently.
Currently, I don't.
They're big fans of baseball in China
and basketball too, as well.
Yeah.
Huge fans of basketball. I think they're trying. Well, China is probably one of the most populated countries
in the world. Easily, yeah.
So if they get a fraction of that audience, this is a win for the NFL if it becomes successful. So,
I don't know why. Football is. I'm sure they know football over there. I'm not trying to say like they don't have. An idea of football.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying. Obviously, there's no sport in the world that is kind of like football to America. I would say. Soccer in Europe is huge, but football.
And there's also rugby too.
Yeah, but what I mean is football to us Americans, no other country is like that with football. We love football. People argue football is the America's sport, right up there with baseball. So, nowhere is ever going to quite have the same kind of love for football as we do. But I think England's certainly starting to really
definitely are. Yes.
Really be into it.
You see the interest in every game in London for the past couple of years. Even people in the crowd, they wear jerseys that are
Doesn't
not even playing.
Yeah,
Teams are not even playing. Yeah, they're just happy to be going to an NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's even some talk of the NFL expanding like a team in London, but I don't know. I think that might be unlikely to happen now.
I think that would be hard to do because you're living in London, away from your family for,
good part of a year,
7-8 months,
yeah,
and then who knows where your training camp is and all this stuff. So I don't know if they'll ever do something like that. Honestly, think of
it has definitely been talked about.
It has been talked about, but think about being, like a up and coming kid who's going to get drafted first round or something, and then you have to go live in London. Yeah. Some guys will love that. Like I would love to live in England for a little while, in my life.
Well, I don't know about living in England now, but
yeah, well, I don't know about living in America now. So.
Oh yeah.
But
so that's a different debate for a different show.
Mm-hmm. But some people would probably not be too upset about it, but some guys I'm sure would be kind of like culture shocked,
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what goes on with that.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're just coming out of college.
Exactly. Yeah, you have guys that don't want to go to certain NBA teams right out of college or right out of high school, roughly like a year out in college, and then you're coming out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that didn't necessarily want to go to the Sacramento Kings here, so
and
you look at it that way.
And people are trying to get out of here as Sacramento Kings.
Exactly. Well,
yeah.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
But, so things like that I don't know if they'd ever really expand. I'm keeping in mind also with China, but games there, it's a great.
Yeah, I
you see it with a lot of sports now, too.
Preseason game in Japan once. The Colts were playing there. I forgot what team they played.
They the Broncos had a game in Japan, I think, one time when Terrell Davis was a rookie.
Oh, okay, that was way back.
Back
before I can remember.
That's the way back.
Way back.
That's like 94? No, 95, maybe 96 or 7. It was the year before it's 96 because the next year they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
And then they won it again, but
okay.
I don't know. It's a cool idea.
Okay. I like it. But going back to the NFL expanding to London, having a team there.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like you said, when you're a kid coming out of college, that's going to be a huge culture shock. Well, those kids playing in college, it's just a culture shock to live away from their families too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
that's a lot to take on if you're really young. When you're 20, 22, 23, yeah. But anyways, we got to end the show. We're going to talk about the state of Nevada exploring some stadium sites. Well, it's been mainly for UNLV football program, but it could be the future home of the Oakland Raiders if they decide to relocate. So yeah, still hate that, huh?
I just don't think a NFL team would do well in.
You mean attendance wise?
No, I mean, it's a huge area. Obviously, it's just a weird thing. I feel like, personally.
You mean performance wise, they won't perform well there?
No, I just mean I've never thought of Las Vegas as a football.
Yeah, it's not really well. Of course, it's not really known for that.
Yeah, just
yeah.
I've never really thought of them as a football town. Nobody thinks of Nevada as Las Vegas as a sports place. Boxing and betting, but not a sports town like Dallas or Boston
or Cleveland.
Cleveland is a huge sports town. Yeah. So I don't ever see it. But I mean, hey, they're getting a hockey team, so. Maybe I'll start to see that.
Yes, they are. Yes. And there's 9 sites that were discussed. One of them was a 42-acre site owned by UNLV at the corner of Tropicana Avenue and Covell Lane. It's across the street from the McCarran International Airport.
McCarran, yeah, it's a good airport.
Yeah, and but Southwest Airlines has already written a protest because it's literally on the site.
Way too close.
Which I understand why Nevada, the state of Nevada, wants a stadium there because it's so close to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
But it might interfere with.
I've never seen a stadium that close to the airport except for I don't know if you've ever been to a soccer game in San Jose, but San Jose, you can where you sit in the stadium, depending on the side, you can see the airport from where you are. Okay. And I mean, it's still a distance away. It's not it's not like a throw of a rock away, but it's not far, you can see them take off and everything. So that's the only stadium I've ever seen close to the airport, personally.
Yeah, I know. That's why, to me, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I understand why Southwest Airlines is protesting that because it's so close to their site. But anyway, moving on to some of the other sites for the possible stadium.
Okay.
A 65 acre.
Anchor.
Acre. What did I say?
Anchor? Like drop anchor?
Anchor.
65
that's just how I say it. Just deal with it.
Acre what?
Acre. That's right. Okay. Well, site
son.
which is east of Tropicana, and it's on the UNLV campus in the Thomas and Mack Center parking lot.
In the parking lot. play the game in the parking lot, right on the cement.
Yeah. Well, that's where the stadium will be at. It would be right next to Thomas and Mack Center. So
okay.
Yeah, kind of like how the Coliseum is right next
door to the Oracle.
Arena. Yeah, kind of like that.
You can throw a rock from one of those and hit the other. Those are a rock toss away.
You know what? That would be really fun.
Dude, seriously, I'm not kidding.
Kenny, have you done that?
No, but I'm probably get in trouble. But no, I'm saying like I've stood at the entrance to both of those, and I'm pretty sure at that one point where there's a walkway between them, you can throw something. With enough density that you can reach it. In a good arm, you could hit one from the other. There's a part where they're pretty far from one another, but there's a walkway between them. I swear you could throw something from one to the other and hit it. Just boom. Boom. Coliseum.
Boom.
Be
Here
careful
comes
you don't,
the what?
Just be careful
Ready
you don't knock
not.
the Coliseum down because it's so old.
Here comes the boom. I'm kidding. Okay.
What other?
All right, we got about 7 more sites here.
Okay.
You want me to? I can just list them off for time constraints, or you want me to just go more?
Yeah, you can get into a couple of them. You list the ones off if you want.
There is a site that is more than 100 acres further west on Tropicana. That's just off Interstate 15. It's owned by Fertitta family, which just reportedly sold UFC for $4 billion.
Yeah, we talked about
the
that
other day. Yeah, which was huge, by the way. Mm-hmm. And there's a 47-acre site where the Riviera Hotel and Casino stood on Las Vegas Boulevard. And it's an area owned by the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So that one I can see being.
And how many acres is that one?
47.
Oh, okay, because I saw that they would require 50 to 64 acres.
Yeah, there's some that has a lot. There's a couple of. There's a one that's more than 100 actually. Wow. There's a 139-acre site on the Wynn Golf Club, east of Wynn Encore and Wynn Las Vegas, off the Strip. So. Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Okay.
I think I remember what that is.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas in a while, so.
I've only been a few times.
Yeah.
Mostly in the airport. It's usually a connecting area for me.
Yes. Okay. I heard the airport in Las Vegas, there's a lot of like casino slots in there.
Yeah, there is. Of course there is. It's really flat. It's weird. It's like a big circle. Not literally a circle, but there's stuff on the left and stuff on the right, and then there's a bunch in the middle, right? Walkway-wise, it's all on the left and the right of this building. So think of like a big square, back and forth on each side, and then there's slots and restaurants in the middle, right? And we were traveling, and we literally walked from the where we were in that square around to where we were, but the opposite side, So we got back around to the distance we were, and we realized after walking all the way around that we could always walk through the middle. It's stupid, but it's a flat airport, It's super flat. It's kind of it smells like cigarettes. Obviously,
every casino smells like cigarettes.
It's
which is why I don't go to casinos.
Yeah. It's bland. It's like bland colored. It's like an off gray.
Well, a couple of people told me they went to Las Vegas airport and apparently you can drink anywhere.
In the airport? Yeah.
Yeah, anywhere on the Yeah, okay. Which I kind of like, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Just wait till all the NFL players are doing it. These arena now.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Moving on. To these stadium sites here in Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a 35-acre site on the southwest corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara Avenue. It's often referred to as Rock in Rio, quote unquote. It's a festival grounds that is owned by MGM Resorts International. So. That could be another possible site.
Yes.
And then there's a 50-acre site where Cashman Field sits now near North Las Vegas, where the New York Mets AAA affiliate Las Vegas 51s play, which will move soon to a facility in Summerlin, northwest of downtown Las Vegas. So with the 51s moving, they can possibly rebuild a football stadium at that current spot, And there's 62 anchor sites west and across I-15 and Madeline Bay on Russell Road. And the last one on the list is a 27 anchor site on Las Vegas Boulevard where the Wet and Wild Water Park stood. So yeah, there's some pretty good sites.
I mean, they have quite a few.
They have quite a few, yeah.
So that's impressive, at least that they're... I mean, they are really pushing hard for this. So.
They really are. They are really pushing hard for an NFL franchise to come to Las Vegas. And I think it's gaining momentum now. I think we're up to that point now.
Okay.
It's gaining momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders moved to Las Vegas in 2017. As of right now, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd rather them just go to L.A. again. But I have said this before, and I will say it again. I don't want to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders anymore. It's like the 6th show we've done this.
No, it is probably the second one. Calm down.
It's at least the 3rd.
Okay. The first show we did on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I know.
It's the last episode. It's not even on iTunes.
That's 37. Remember? That's 38 episodes ago.
Yeah, and it's not even on iTunes. Yeah.
We're never putting that thing on.
We're never putting it on.
Ever.
No, never.
Not even if there's a fire.
Yeah, we're never putting that on.
No.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry, guys. We're just not going to put that on.
You don't need to hear that.
No.
But it was like the first day Jeremiah and I met each other. So no.
It was, and that was the first show we did, too. And the show then is not anywhere near where the show is now.
No, I don't even want to go back and listen to that.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yep.
I listened to the Tom Brady episode, the first actual episode. My gosh. My gosh.
Yeah, you were a weird fella.
I still kind of am, but still, like, my gosh. I was like, really? This is how I used to... Okay, whatever. But anyways...
I say, on that nostalgic note, we're all done with this episode.
We are done with this episode, but we got a very fun episode coming up. We got a special Pokemon Go episode. Yeah, Alex is shaking his head right now.
That's so dumb. We'll get into that next episode.
He says he's such a hater, but...
You don't like it either.
I know I don't. But I don't hate as much as you.
Yeah, you
Dang,
do.
man, where did the chill go?
Oh, God. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, you guys can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube at the GSMC Podcast Network if you search GSMC Football. You guys can find us on on Facebook if you search the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. And then don't forget about Twitter and Instagram at the GSMC_football. And use the hashtag GSMC Podcast Network to get our attention. Keep rating. We just realized we have some
I
some
knew.
ratings
well,
on.
you did. You just
I didn't know.
It.
Yeah,
I knew we had
some
ratings.
iTunes ratings.
Yeah, we just don't have reviews yet.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I got lightweight excited when we saw that we had.
I got stoked.
Ratings. I did.
I got super excited, man. I'm not just talking about lightweight. I was stoked. I was, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell you what. But, that's it for today. That's all we got. So, like we said, we have a dumb special thing for you guys next episode. So we will, You
guys will like it for all you Pokemon Go people out there. You guys will love this episode. You know what? It's very entertaining, though. We got very entertaining news.
Yeah, at least it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay, well, entertaining news aside, as always, I am Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we will see you guys on our next episode. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one.